Hey friends, let's look together at today's multiplication as scaling assignment. You're going to notice that the first slide, or I guess I should say slide 2, this slide here is the same as one you've previously done. This is just a review. Remember that if you multiply a number by a fraction that is less than 1, the product will always be less than that number. So you're going to slide this box up into the slot here. If you multiply a number by a fraction that is equal to 1, the product will be equal to that number. And if you multiply a number by a fraction that is greater than 1, the product will be greater than that number. I suggest once you've slid these text boxes into their correct spot, maybe pause the video and just write down an example equation for each one of these principles. Now, without solving, we're going to place each piece into the correct bucket. We have one bucket that's labeled less than 3, the next one that's labeled equal to 3, and the last bucket is labeled greater than 3. So each of these expressions needs to go into one of these 3 buckets. Let's look first at expressions that are equal to 3. Those are going to be expressions where we're multiplying 3 times a fraction that's equal to 1 whole. So not that one. Here's one where we're multiplying 3 times 2 halves. 2 halves is equivalent to 1 whole. So this expression will be equal to 3. Look at your choices and find another expression where we're multiplying 3 by a fraction equal to 1 whole and put it in the right spot. Now let's look for an expression that equals an amount less than 3. This would be the same as saying we're going to take a portion of 3. 5/8 of 3 would be another way to read this expression. So this amount will be less than 3. Okay, now to find an expression that will be greater than 3, we're going to look for a mixed number multiplied times 3. So here we have 2 1/3 times 3. That's the same thing as saying we're going to increase 3 by 2 1/3 times. So a little bit more than double. On the last slide, you're asked to put the correct symbol into the circles. Either equal to, less than, or greater than. So for example, if we take a portion of 16, this expression will have a value that's less than 16. So this symbol goes here. If we multiply 2 times 1 1/5, we're going to make 2 1 1/5 times bigger than it was before. So this expression has a value that's greater than 2. And here we have one where we're multiplying a number times a fraction equal to 1 whole. So I'm going to use the equal sign here. Now you guys go ahead and fill in the rest of the circles with the correct symbol.